Hello friends, welcome to my Princess Diana channel. Before moving on to the video, if you are not subscribed to my channel, do not forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, so let's move on to the video. Once more, an old photo is causing a stir, this time revealing a number of details in which it is believed to be fake about Harry and Meghan's children. This photo is supposedly more shocking since it reveals new information. This past July 4th, as an American publication released a newspaper feature on Meghan and Harry's family photo created during an Independence Day parade, I came across something that surprised me in the photo, only it wasn't Meg. The photo, though, spades, and it's not her. Specifically, those aren't Meg's teeth. These public, photoshopped photographs could use a double for Harry and Meghan. I'm not sure the girl at the Frogmore birthday party is even Lily. Here's what I think is going on: A. Harry's got children, by a surrogate or his girlfriend. They don't live with him and aren't exposed to the public because you never see the kids in Montecito, they don't attend preschool, go out, or anything else. Therefore, in order to take these staged photos, they accompany the real mother, but aren't around her, only when necessary to take a picture of them. Additionally, considering Harry's paranoia about the invasion of his privacy by the media, I suspect that he is manipulating the photos to make them look grainy and vague, more often taken from the back. Also, I am curious, do you think the person in the photo attached is Harry? The person's lower face does not look like Harry, implying that he is also photoshopped into those crowd pictures. The child in the photo I downloaded is alleged to be Lily. I am not an expert, but around the left arm, there is a definitive outline in that photograph I downloaded. Usually, this is a pointer that it was lifted. The head of the child does not look natural in zoom mode, something is off. Nice one getting a close-up on the teeth of Meghan, a stand-in or actress. And seriously, there are no citizens' cell phone photos of the family? What? Yes, people can be respectful of the privacy, but I just don't buy that at all. In fact, if a neighbor or someone around locally attended the parade, then definitely would there be some snaps by the people through their phones. At least one person would have done this. This is just a line. Some people did not believe that if it were the real couple, children with this couple would be their kids. A person who respects the privacy of others, including celebrities, would have seen the chance of taking snaps of the real couple. Also, in California, as you would know, as of 2013, press required permission before publishing the faces of celebrity children. If not, they should be blurred. So, they supposedly agreed, but these are some fictitious children in the pics. No professional would have released such pictures, all blurred and confused, and expected them to have been passed off as professional pictures. Someone wants to make us believe that the Harkles and their so-called children are still a family. Some information says that Harry is in the hospital, and others state that he undertook a project in Botswana. You say a person's ears are on drugs, something like the police talking about fingerprints. Ever take a good look at the guy playing Harry in Jackson Hole last year? Differently shaped ears and his arms a darn sight hairier than the other Harry, in the alleged Harry on the 4th of July. I can tell by the way she's kneeling, that ain't Meghan, and the child ain't hers from before. The group of children all look related. What can be achieved by them continuing with this deception? What do they want to do? Everything is foolish. We understand from now that Sussex children are not real. Sussex children are not real. Make sense of the hair from any of the Sussex kids. And how is it that their hair changes color from chestnut to tabby cat orange and from dishwater blonde from one lens to another? And their hair textures have all been mixed up. This is because, having dark blonde hair last year in this picture of Harry holding both kids at once, her hair was not going to get from the color it was to the one in the picture that was released. For her to be the mother of two red-haired kids, this picture's red sections couldn't go only to red as it affected her hair and Harry's, because with him red affects his hair and hers, and the reason exactly why her hair color went only to red was because he was able to also add some red light. But if red is used on a filter with Meghan, the red would be more on her non-red hair if a tone mapped with a red filter is used in the pictures with her. On top of everything in this pics, things don't line up. Meghan's not in the sun, not wearing a Panama hat, no baby stroller, and, of course, no backpack, no hat on the babies. Ridiculous. Another very funny detail is those teeth. Does she break the horse with them? That's certainly not Meghan's nose either. It actually looks quite manly. And if the photo was taken last year, it might perfectly make sense why Lily's growth seems shockingly stunted. I could come up with at least 7 distinct little Archies. Why do they play so straightforward with their purported daughter? Everything is so odd. They wouldn't honestly be concerned about protecting their baby's privacy for a moment, would they? Did Meghan think the cutie wasn't quite the same physical girl as she'd bet he'd be? For by now, I knew quite well who the true Archie is. Very informative, those are the pictures that have surfaced. What photographs is Meghan claiming? I must have completely missed out on something big, for I never recall reading that Meghan has released many pictures. I mean, it's a big win. The grifters are far enough afield that you could claim, of course, he means us, or our family. It's like the pregnancy with Archie all over it. Honestly, Harry and his wife can still think 2 steps ahead of the royal family, before you even mention that Harry's wife didn't have a pregnancy but that denial would have been too late. Which has slipped out of nowhere and hides their kids and barely shows and flaunts them around. Who used mostly and who onwards feeding lives for children, but to just come and display from nowhere. I'd be scared out of these poor kids, one way or another, for having to deal with such parents. It wasn't even this July 4th or this year anyway. Could be an old pic thrown up as that little girl looks the same as Seuss when she was 1. Obviously one of the cars going by ain't even part of the parade, it's got no number. Anyway, the only proof I needed was from Archie's birth till Queen Elizabeth's passing. Never in this world would she and the royal household have acquiesced to that amount of time that would have elapsed without them maintaining personal contact with those kids if they had been legitimately brought forth. This was and would be absolutely disastrous for the royal family to push this in any way because it was not doing what it wanted to do, that coming at the root reason of this, for they know the truth. It doesn't speak to the larger question of King Charles having given them titles, though. I assume this is why Meghan is ruling out the pregnancies. Of course she would have wanted to ensure children born of the body to be in the line of succession. Being such a narcissist, I don't think she would have gone for surrogacy to compete with Catherine's wild fertility, but for Meghan's age, surrogacy or in vitro fertilization would be a little bit probable. What about the father? He goes saying she did a hysterectomy in her late 20s, genetically they do not appear to be remotely mixed race and are entirely Harry's. That said, sometimes, if you accept that everything set down is correct and predictable, accept no deviations from what is written, then, of course, a one-off genetic anomaly can happen whereby a mixed-race child can appear to be totally white with blue eyes. But, I certainly hope this time around the question is being put to rest once and for all, with the royal family publicly announcing the existence of the children. They should have all the evidence possible, since their recourses are boundless. It is indeed very irresponsible and deceiving of them to let this lie go on, so to speak. If the royal family would like support from the rest of us, they better man up and clean house on this one. The trunk of Henkel thought they are going to laugh at the royal family when it finally comes out that the kids aren't theirs. I think they wanted to extort anything from the royal family. It had to come out sometime. But she likes to be papped with the mug, you know? And old Meghan and that mug of hers, they do get on papped everywhere. Be very happy when she gets her just desserts, again, hopefully. They should apply for a social security card, it's the law in America. To get one, there has to be a legal birth certificate. You have to provide some of these documents to start any school, either it is a home school, private, or public. If starting school, they will need proof of vaccines, and social security cards for both, at the doctor, and that state. The first change of name at 16 is a public record, supposed to be kept for life for all Americans, and the provision of it legally is done for various reasons, such as getting a job, starting school, among others. Why doesn't someone request information as they are public records? What a mess. I understand that the kids should not be brought up. Granted, in that process of that lie, it's not too respectful to the kids who are being used. I have never believed the royal family didn't know, so how could you not? I wouldn't be surprised if their new agency has something to do with this, or maybe they all were. I wonder if those borrowed pictures were known to be borrowed, or if because Harry and Meghan seem to think they are above us, maybe they are. Just unfortunate they had to start these games with kids involved. I only wanted to ask when the end is to be. I truly get it. I have lived for long and have been told about it for long and have been waiting for anything to come out of something for such a time. Now, I get so tired about it because it has been such a long time. What about you people? What is your idea on what about this? Really, released photos are kinda weird. Maybe the royal family is the only people who know, but plain and straight, I desire such matters to do such cheating couple something by the royal family. Hopefully, that shall be one of these days, if indeed those are real children, if they are to be brought one of these fine days into the light of day, otherwise, the price is indeed to be very stiff. Given these issues, and especially from these problems that we have critically re-evaluated, I actually feel this presents such many interesting perspectives that further made us indeed to delve profoundly into further more meanings. They're just so very interesting and indeed enriching in class discussion, therefore, a proper approach from many ends is established by people's opinion. That's it for our video, my friends. I hope you have liked it. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments, and like the video. If you haven't done so yet, if you want to be first to be informed about my content, please subscribe to the channel and make sure you turn on notifications. Thank you for spending this time with me. Take care of yourself and stay healthy. I'll see you in the next one.